What if I told you that you could earn $30,000 a year creating blog content? Okay. And what if I told you that none of this content has to be created by you, and you can get the latest, most trending breaking news and turn that into blog posts? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But before I jump in, you're probably thinking, is it even possible to earn $30,000 a year? And it is. So head over to a website called Upwork. This is a freelance website, and I've done some searches for blogger with some filters here to show you the best bloggers. And some of these guys aren't even native English speaking, right? This guy's in Romania, this guy's in Nigeria, Philippines, right? So if you are a native English speaker, you can certainly out earn these guys, right? And the hourly rates are awesome. This is $25 an hour, 80,000 earned. This is $30 an hour, 30,000 earned. And these sums are huge, right? Like in these countries, I mean, 27, almost $30 an hour in the Philippines is crazy money, right? So you can see the opportunities here. And I mean, this one, she's in the United Kingdom. She's earned over $200,000, which I would assume is very possible because she is a native English speaker, right? And she's earning almost $100 an hour. Okay, so you can easily replicate this. Okay, so here's the automation. Let me break it down exactly how it works. There's 4 modules here. The first one is RSS, so it's going to grab RSS feed items, which is breaking news. Then it's going to plug it into Perplexity, which is going to summarize the article. Then you got 4 modules here. The first one will create a hook. Second one is going to create a blog post. Third one is going to create an image prompt, and the fourth one is going to generate the image. And this is ChatGPT. And lastly, it's going to save it into Airtable because I want to put it into draft. So let's say I'm working for clients. I want to make sure that the client is happy with the blog post before I send it onto the website. So let's dive right into Make and start off with an RSS module. So we're going to retrieve some feed items. And then for the URL, I want to head over to a website called rss.app. Okay, so for RSS, if you haven't heard of RSS, it's basically just a content curation system, but it generates RSS feeds. That's the most important thing. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is create a new feed. And then we're going to write about cryptocurrency because it's trending, right? So let's just dump that in there. And this will create content from everywhere, right? So it could be BBC News, it could be Forbes, it could be Reuters, anything. Blogs, it could be Reddit, Quora, Medium, anything that's related to our keyword, okay? And you can see that it's the latest information. So this is like an hour ago, this is like 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, etc., okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is going to save that. So you want to go back to the home page and make sure it's saved, and then click inside of here, and then grab the XML feed, okay? Head back over to Make, and then this is what we're going to paste in the URL. Okay, for the date, I'm just going to select yesterday because I don't want too much information, which is the 26th. And then for maximum number of items, I'm just going to select 5. But obviously, if you want more content, because content is literally unlimited, you can have as many items as you want. Okay, and then we're going to run it just to make sure that it's working. Okay, it's working. You've got lots of outputs here. There should be 5 bundles because we've selected 5, right? Next thing we want to do is just rename this just so that it's easier to find, right? So grab trending articles and then okay that, and then we're just going to come out of this. Next thing we want to do is you want to plug in a Perplexity module. So Perplexity is a search engine that is powered by AI. The next thing you want to do is select create a chat completion, and then just connect to your Perplexity account. It's the same as ChatGPT and Claude and all the other AI tools. And then we're just going to select the latest one. And then for the setup, it's always the same. The first one is system, and then you are an expert summarizer for the prompt. Okay, and the next thing you want to do is select the role, which is user. And for now, the content, you're going to select the description. Okay, so summarize description. That's it. Okay, and then we're going to rename this to summarize articles. Okay, and we're going to run this just to make sure that it's worked. So if it's crunchy like this, then that's always a good sign, and then you'll see some green outputs. And then let's just see what it's come up with. Okay, so choices, collection, message, content. And then this has basically outputted the content. I don't know why it's bringing up copyrighted. This is another example I did. But just make sure that it's using the correct URL, right? Which it is. So this is just because I was using copyrighted before, but when you see the output, you'll see that it is to do with cryptocurrency. Okay, so next thing you want to do is you want to create an OpenAI completion. And for this, we're going to connect it to my account. Let me just select the right account. And again, you just go into platform.chatgpt.com and then just create an API key. And then so for the model, I'm going to use 4.0 mini because it's affordable and it gives me good results. And then the setup is exactly the same as before, right? So the first one is going to be a system role. And then the prompt is you create, or let's just do you write clickbait hooks. Okay. And then just make sure that's saved, which it should be. Right. And then the next one you want to do is select a user role. Right. And I always set up every single time I use an AI module, it's always the same, right? It's always a system and it's always a user. And then write a hook for blog posts. And then for this, we're just going to take the output from the summary. Okay, so message, content. Okay, that. And just make sure that everything is set up here correctly. And then we're going to rename this. Okay, so this is going to be create a hook. So now that's done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create, if we go back to the original to show you, we're going to create the blog post. Okay, so this time it's going to be ChatGPT. Again, we're going to create a completion. We're going to connect to the correct account. And it's a completion. And then the model is going to be 4.0 mini, which is this one here. And for tokens, you can leave it as it is, or you can leave it 0, you can leave it whatever. I just leave it at 0 or whatever the default is. And then the role is system. And so now you are an expert blog post writer or something along those lines, right? And then the next thing you want to do is you want to add a message. So this time it's going to be user. And then we're going to do write an SEO optimized blog post for, and then you want to get the result from the summarized articles module. Okay, so that's choices, message, content. Okay, that, and I'm going to rename this. So create blog post. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we want to create a prompt, an image prompt before we create the generate image. I find that if you just get ChatGPT to do it, to create the prompt, you get better outputs, okay? Especially for images. So for this one, we're going to create another ChatGPT completion. And then we're going to go to 4.0 mini. And then we're going to use a system role. You create expert ChatGPT prompts. Remember, that's just the context, right? That's not what we're going to do. And then the second one is the user, and this is where we put the more in-depth prompt in. Okay, so create an image prompt for the blog post, create the blog post result. Okay, grab that. And then we can just leave everything as it is. Rename this. So create an image prompt. And then the last one is going to be, for GPT, is going to be the image itself. But this time we're going to select generate an image, which is DALL-E. Okay. So you can use DALL-E 3 for this, which is the latest version. And then the prompt is just going to be the result from create an image prompt. Okay. Save that. Rename this to generate blog image or something along those lines. And then the last one, we're going to set it to Airtable, right? Because I want to set up everything inside of Airtable. So we're going to create a record and I'm going to connect it up to my Airtable, right? So you will do the same for your side. The basis was the same. I always just do everything in the same base. And I've created a new table for this. So the table name should be this one here, client blog posts. Okay, and then you just want to map the fields. Okay, so the hook, you grab from create hook, which is the result. For blog post, you grab blog post. For blog image, you grab this one here, generate an image. And this is a URL, okay? So you want to grab the URL here. Okay, now head over to Airtable and I'll show you how to set this up. So this is going to be a new table. It's called client blog post. And you want a few things in here. So you want the hook, right? You want a field for hook. You want a field for blog post. So this one's going to be long text. Blog image is a URL. Or let's just rename this to image URL. And then I like to put a status, right? Because I want to manually approve this, right? So you can invite your clients to this table, to only this specific table, and they can approve it. So what you want to do here is approve, not approved. If it's not approved, you probably want to put some comments here to say why it's not approved, right? You can put another column here, and then just put some. The client can put in some comments here. But if it's approved, then you can copy and paste this. Okay. So I'm just going to change this because I've changed the. I want to refresh this because I've changed one of the column names. So just want to make sure that it picks it up. And it has, which is it's now image URL. So let's run this. Let's see what this baby can do. So this is running live. There might be some errors. I don't think they should be, but you never know with the image. Sometimes that comes up with errors, but so far so good. Now with the blog post, you can set other parameters, right? So you can set, if you use emojis, if you have a specific format, or if you have a character count, right? So just bear that in mind. You can put that in there, okay? And with blog posts, you're always going to get better results and the hook and the images if you give it some examples, right? So if you write blogs yourself, if you write blog posts, just copy and paste examples that you've written in the past. If you don't have any examples, just find somebody that you like, right? Somebody who writes blog posts, and just copy and paste some of the best blog posts into these modules here. So into the blog post, if you like, if there's some examples of hooks that you like, do the same there, okay? So let's head over to this. Just gonna delete this, and you can see. So let's have a look at the hook. What does the hook look like? So ready to ride the crypto wave, discover the top 5 game-changing cryptocurrencies you can't afford to miss during this bull run. It's probably a little bit too big, so what I would probably do is just get rid of this and just have it at this, right? And then you can remove this as well. And so this is what the content looks like, right? So this is done in Markdown. So you can copy and paste this in any blog editor, and then this just means that this is going to be like a H1 title. This is going to be like a subtitle, so like a H2, and so on, right? This is going to be bolded, which is what these asterisks are like. So it saves you a lot of time, right, when you're doing this. And you can always have a call to action as well, okay? So we'll come out of this, and then you can still edit this, right? Nothing has been posted. And then if you want to see what the image looks like, let's go here and look at it. And yeah, that's not bad, right? I mean, you could probably put in another prompt to say, I don't want any text. Because at the moment, obviously, AI doesn't do a great job with text. But I mean, this is pretty good, right? Like, I mean, I'm really surprised by this. Some really bold, bright colors here. I like this Jaguar, whatever this is. You've got the Bitcoin logo here as well. You've got Ethereum. So yeah, this is not a bad attempt. But you can certainly modify this with some more prompting, right? So you just go back into the image module here and then just change the prompt, okay? So it saved another one. So let's have a look at the second one before I wrap up this call. So is Bitcoin about to make history? Cardano's Charles Hoskin predicts a shocking surge to 500K. Wow, that's amazing for anybody who follows crypto and certainly Bitcoin. And you can make this smaller, right? So you can suggest. So one thing I would suggest is tell the hook module to make it a little bit shorter, right? Give it a title character limit, right? Because this is, I think this is probably too long, right? So what I will do is just get rid of this. Or actually leave that, and then probably put an exclamation mark there. If you want emojis, tell it. If you don't want emojis, just put it in the prompt. Okay, and this is the article here, right, which is pretty good. It's a lot of content here. Okay, and then let's just see what the image is before I wrap up this call. Yeah, damn, that's pretty damn good, man. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty spectacular, actually. Wow, really impressed with this. I mean, it's got all the elements you want, right? It's got the Bitcoin logo. It's got some of these kind of things, which looks cool. I have no idea what this means, but yeah, it's got some badass guy look in there. So yeah, this is really, really cool. So take this automation, run with it. You know, make $30,000 a year, writing content for clients, right? And you can multiply this by, I mean, think big here, right? Even if you had one client at $500 per month, I mean, you could automate all of these, right? You could have a router that has, one automation for each client, right? You can label these by clients, right? I mean, just think big here. So much you could do here. And look at this. In the space of a few minutes, it's generated 3-4 articles, right? Which I haven't created, right? It's all been done by the automation, and these are all very unique, right? So you can see each article is unique, and the more you scrape, the better it's going to be, okay? So if you like this video, just leave me a message, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, like it, share it with the network, and obviously I will record more videos like this for you in the future, okay? So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.